My basic definition, which is the broadest possible one and doesn't have a real aesthetic judgment linked into it, is it's pictures of everyday life in the street. It's the ability that certain photographers have to slow down time and see in what are gaps to other people looking at what's going by on the street, see the way two things eclipse each other or play off of each other or contradict each other, and to get into those in-between moments and take a picture of them. In many ways, the most extraordinary thing going on when a street photograph is made is the way in which a great street photographer can insinuate himself into a crowd like a wisp of smoke going through a wall, a chink in a wall. Nobody else particularly sees he's there, and yet he's infiltrating the whole thing in this extraordinary way and making pictures. Cartier-Bresson, like Joel, and even like Winogrand in his very different way, these guys are incredible athletes. They're balanced, they're kind of balletic movement through the crowd, through whatever's going on, through what they want to photograph in a way that's extraordinary to stand back and watch, but which the subject is never intimidated or even is aware is happening. The idea of seeing everyday life in the street is essential to the whole history of art. It is a central subject of the entire history of art. One of the most elemental human conditions, forms of the human condition there is everyday life in the street. It is one of the most pervasive situations. The situation in which ordinary people who are not doing extraordinary things nevertheless present themselves to the world. And so street photography is clearly elemental to what photography can do and what it must do. It's one of the closest things that's possible to a universal subject matter and a universal aesthetic that comes out of it. I'm Colin Westerbeck. I'm the co-author of the book Bystander, originally published in 1994. That's going to have a new edition, hopefully this year. And my interest in the history of street photography began in my relationship with Joel Meyerowitz, and that relationship carries on and will be apparent in this new book. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing you and your work in Street Photography 2015, this new project with which I am involved. It's really an open call that's going to allow photographers to show work and to be in touch, be familiar with each other's work using the internet as their forum. It formalizes something that's been happening more informally among lots of photographers for quite a while in a way that's really good, that's in a sense not essentially competitive, but is rather, it's an omnivore. It's going to be a kind of omnivore for photography of this sort. Well, what I'm most hoping to see is something that will surprise me, that I've never seen before. Things that throw me a bit off balance, especially. I prize in seeing any new photography, but especially street photography, where people fly by unconscious instincts because of the nature of the situation in which they're working. I want to see something I haven't seen before.